Why does tourism lead to labor exploitation? Have you ever wondered how tourism can impact the lives of local workers? The connection between tourism and labor exploitation is complex and rooted in historical and economic factors. Let's break it down. Tourism generates a demand for various services like hospitality, transportation, and food service. These sectors often relying on local workers who may find themselves in unstable job situations. In many regions, especially those with a history of inequality, labor protections are weak. This creates a breeding ground for exploitation. Historically, colonialism and imperialism set up patterns of economic dependency. For instance, in colonial Mozambique, local workers sought better lives through tourism. However, they often faced exploitation under a system shaped by foreign powers. This shows how tourism can deepen existing inequalities between locals and tourists, as well as between employers and employees. Several factors contribute to labor exploitation in tourism. First, economic pressures play a significant role. The tourism industry is highly competitive, leading businesses to cut costs. This often results in low wages, informal contracts, and part-time work without benefits. Workers may not receive pay for days off or may not be recognized for all their hours worked. Second, many workers in tourism are young, migrants, or part of marginalized groups. They often have limited job options and face challenges in demanding fair treatment. For example, in Sicily, migrant workers may earn less than local employees for the same job. They fear losing their contracts, which are often tied to their residency status. Third, broader global economic systems contribute to labor exploitation. Neoliberal policies shift social risks onto vulnerable populations. In the Caribbean, deported migrants frequently end up in low-paid tourism jobs, showing how global migration control and tourism economies intersect. Additionally, the role of multinational corporations and state actors complicates matters. In places like Cuba, partnerships between state-owned enterprises and foreign companies can obscure accountability. This makes it harder to protect workers' rights and increases the risk of exploitative conditions. Lastly, the social impacts of tourism-driven labor exploitation affect everyday life. Rising rents and gentrification linked to tourism can displace local workers from their neighborhoods, creating additional hardships. Understanding these factors reveals that labor exploitation in tourism is not just a coincidence. It is deeply rooted in historical power, imbalances, and economic structures, shaped by colonial legacies and global capitalism. Addressing these issues requires recognizing the historical context of tourism development and implementing labor protections that ensure fair wages and secure contracts. By doing so, we can work towards a more equitable tourism industry that respects the rights of all workers involved.